Hello and welcome to the 6:30 show, the high protein and low carb kickstart to the week that you need tonight. The Notts County Fair took place at the weekend, so prepare for some river dancing sheep. What's the most satisfying thing you can do in 90 seconds? Well, you can in fact make a pizza in less than a minute and a half. You'll see the tasty evidence of that fact later on. And the eternal age gap question. Sir Tim Rice has just split from his wife, 38 years his junior. But does it ever work? To combobulate with you over that little lot are writer, speaker and businesswoman Alexia Leachman and a magician who goes by the name of Bond, Roy Bond. First up, in something of a renaissance, magic tricks have gone from cliché to cool, with the likes of illusionists Darren Brown and Dynamo, and even better, our very own magic man Roy can get things going today with a trick or two of his own.
I came across this thing, and I like weird things. The thing with this is I wasn't prepared for really how weird it was. We have a red box. Yeah. It's not unusual to have any kind of box of any colour, but inside the red box we have a black one. And that's not strange in itself. But inside the black one we have a red ball. But remember the order that I got the boxes out. It started with the black box inside a red box. It did occur to me while I was messing around with these that it is possible in some occasions to take the red box and put the red box inside the black box, and you know you can't do that. You can't put one box inside another. It just doesn't make sense. As I was pondering it, and I was kind of looking at it and thinking to myself, how does it exactly work? And while I was messing around with it, something even stranger happened. A red ball appeared inside the red box, which, again, is strange. So I thought about it for a little bit more, and I thought, I wonder if I could actually reverse it and put the black box inside the red box without any untoward damage occurring, and I could.
Wow.
And I wasn't prepared, you know, like I said, for how weird it was until the second red ball appeared from absolutely nowhere. So we have a situation where we have 3 red balls and 2 boxes. Any ideas, by the way, how that works? How do you think it works?
I've no idea.
No idea. Me neither. The main thing is that it works, and I quite like it. Like I said to you before, I like strange things. Yeah. So I'm going to tidy these 2 up. I'm going to put the black box back inside the red box and leave it just there. You may ask, well, why don't you put the balls back? Well, it's impossible to put the balls back because there aren't 3 red balls. There's just one big one. Which
That's impossible.
Of course it's impossible, but that's why I like it.
Wow. What a load of balls, Roy.
Oh, well, of course. And it keeps an old man very happy, you know, things like that.
You know, I'm not going to ask how you do that because I know you never say these things, but Alexia, what a trick.
That's magic.
Of course it is.
But, like, I mean, the thing is, you sometimes...
I saw those balls, like, I saw those 3 in your hand and then they just morphed.
No,
yeah.
I was watching, but there was nothing... We didn't even see any sleight of hand, did you? No. But you sometimes think on telly that these things, you know, they've been in some way...
altered.
Yeah, altered or changed. But I can tell you, I was sitting watching him, and no, absolutely not. It's incredible.
Well...
how long does it take you to learn to be able to do something like that?
Something like that, it depends on your personality, really, whether you're an outgoing person. To be able to... you can sit at home and do that in front of a mirror and don't get the response that you get if you add a bit of character to it or a little bit of a story to it. So that, for me, probably... And I'm not a quick learner either. So I would set that up. I have a place in my kitchen where I put all new things. And as I make myself, as I walk past them, pick them up, try something out with them for about 20 minutes, because that's kind of like my optimum span of attention, put them down and then leave them. So that was probably about a week's worth of effort, if you like.
It's a hell of a long time, actually, isn't it? But it must be worth it for the response. I mean, to an extent, the sort of magic that we associate with, I don't know, Paul Daniels, you know, traditional magic and close-up magic, went out of fashion for a while, and it was all Darren Brown and these great big mega illusionists in stadia.
Yeah.
But is this more traditional type of magic actually becoming more popular again?
Magic goes in circles. Everything.
Magic circles.
It does. It goes in circles. Things that we are performing now were probably popular, and very often popular, 20, 30, 40 years ago. That routine there is a slight alteration. Paul Daniels used to do that. I saw him do that on Des O'Connor years and years and years ago. So it goes in, it's a fashion thing, and big stage illusions will come back in. But for me, I kind of shun all that kind of aspect, the big stuff. It's not really me. What I get a kick out of and what I enjoy doing most, and for me, you have to enjoy your craft to be able to come across well. You can't do it if you don't like it, and I enjoy this. So I appeal to a smaller audience. I couldn't fill a stadium with what I do.
Is there anything that you'd love to be able to do but you can't?
No,
You can do everything. And what's your favourite trick?
If I was talking to your assistant outside, and there's a trick that I want to do on here for you, but I need to have a separate camera, and that's my favourite trick. I don't want to spoil it, but one day we will do this routine.
We've got lots of cameras, so that's no problem at all.
Excellent.
We'll get you back on, but make sure it's with me, because I want to see this now.
You do want to see it.
Fantastic.
You do want to see it.
Can't wait. I wonder what it is. Hope you won't saw me in half. Now, buying gifts can be very expensive, can't it? With various occasions, birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day, all the rest of it. And it all adds up. But how often do you get crafty? Owners at the bead shop in the city centre say more and more people are choosing to make their own.
Definitely over the last year or so, we've had a lot more people wanting to do things themselves. And I think that is just because people are realising that they can, which is great. The personal touch is definitely a nice thing. It also, compared to sort of high street jewellery and things, it's actually a lot cheaper to do your own thing. And then you end up with something unique. So I think a lot more people are doing that these days. We see a complete range of people that come in, but also things like Pinterest, where people have been able to easy access to lots and lots of different ideas, are definitely helping people realise that actually they can do it themselves, which is really good. Oh, I definitely prefer a handmade item, yeah. And I think a lot of people do, because you get that personal touch as well. You can customise colours or put initials on, names, and choose things that actually suit the person as well. It's quite relaxing just doing a bit of, threading some beads on, and it's quite fun. And a lot of people I know who've just come in to buy a few beads just to do one thing and then keep coming back. They've got really hooked on the actually making things, which is really nice.
Now, a petition was started last week calling for a legal ban on forcing women to wear high heels at work. It's got 135,000 signatures already, meaning that the question now has to be considered for a debate in Parliament. Alexia talks about women in business, and I wonder, first of all, what her thoughts are. So this was a woman who was a temp at a London city firm. She knew beforehand that, the receptionists, which is the job she was doing, were obliged to wear high heels. She didn't turn up in high heels. They sent her home. They've subsequently got rid of this rule. But I'd argue that she knew the score, and if she wanted to work there, she should have abided by it.
Well, I don't think it was made explicit that she would need to wear heels. It's very rare. When, I've hired people over the years, and I've never really seen that kind of explicit language used about how women need to dress. And I think it really is goes back to how women are very much sexualised in the way that they need to dress. And yet we don't expect that kind of dress from men. Men are in boxy shirts, boxy suits. There's not a lot of sort of the shape of the man's body. We don't sort of have men wearing tight trousers at work.
No, we do now.
Do we?
Absolutely. I see them all the time. No, men wear really tight trousers, tailored shirts, fitted jackets. You can see their body very well.
But would we insist that men wear those kind of clothes as part of doing their job?
I don't think so. But are high heels, are they sexualising? Is that a sexualising piece of clothing?
Well, they're not comfortable. So women that wear them know the effect they're having when they wear, there's certain shoes that really do help you walk in a certain way and look in a certain way. But if you want to be comfortable, if you've got a lot of walking to do as part of your job, then you certainly would not be choosing to wear heels.
You could say the same about a tie. You could say a tie was constricting, and yet some places make you wear a tie. I don't see the difference.
Do you get blisters with ties? Do you find that you bleed a lot when you wear a tie?
Unless it's made of razor wire.
That's a good point.
Exactly. Well, women, when they wear heels, have got their feet are in a right mess, and there can be blood, there can be blisters, and it's real agony, and it's bad for their posture.
All right, it's a very good point. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but I wonder what you make of all this first.
People should be able to wear whatever they want at work, as long as what they're wearing conforms to the environment to which they're placed in.
Definitely not, no. Too uncomfortable, and I'd never work if they did.
If a woman wants to wear stilettos, fine. If she doesn't, fine. I certainly don't think anybody should tell anybody what to wear on the feet.
I don't think they should be forced to wear heels. It should be personal choice.
Because it's sexist. Why can't a bloke wear high heels? And obviously medical reasons. And I can't wear high heels because I've got a weak ankle.
It's sexist. It's like telling a man he's got to wear a suit or he's got to wear proper shoes.
They shouldn't be forced to wear high heels now. They should be allowed to wear whatever they feel comfortable in.
Strong views there. People really know their mind on this subject. Where do you stand on this one?
I think if you're going to be working all day, you need to be presentable. You need to be also comfortable. To get the most out of your workforce, they need to be happy. And if they're walking miles in an office, going from one room to another, it's got to take its toll on your feet. It has to. And you're going to be preoccupied by how much your feet hurt or whatever, if you're getting blisters or whatever. So I think as long as the footwear is presentable, I can't see the problem with wearing flats, you know. OK,
just as final thought, I mean, if a company benefits from having their female staff looking attractive because it maybe attracts clients who wouldn't, be quite so malleable otherwise, what's wrong with that? And at the end of the day, she had the choice to go and work somewhere else if she didn't like it. And so would any other woman.
She might well have done, but are we then saying that you need to look a certain way in order to attract clients and business? There are certain businesses that do require that. But a receptionist is hardly in that zone of kind of work, is it?
I've been told. When we come back, I hope you're hungry because a pizza professor is going to be joining you for some fast food with a difference.
OK, here's a question for you. How much do you think a funeral costs? Well, you might be shocked, as on top of the funeral director, coffin, hearse, flowers and catering, there may also be other costs, such as legal fees. It can soon add up to well over £7,000. And often, the money is needed there and then. Nobody wants to burden their family with that kind of debt at what is already a distressing time. But thanks to the Funeral Protection Plan from Promise Life, you can now help remove this worry for your family with a payout of up to £20,000. Payouts are fast, guaranteed to be within 48 hours, or you'll receive an extra £100. So you can rest assured your loved ones will have the money when they need it. So, how much does it cost to start a funeral protection plan? Well, the answer is a lot less than you might think. In fact, lower levels of cover start from just £1.63 a week, less than the price of a cup of coffee. You can cover yourself or family members aged 30 to 79. Acceptance is guaranteed with no need for medical checks or complicated forms. You'll also receive a free will kit with your policy. So call now on 0800 907 0800 and make a promise to protect your loved ones today. That's 0800 907 0800.
Every woman has her little secrets to make herself feel beautiful. Now they all share a common secret from the Scholl Foot Experts, the electronic nail care system for filing, buffing and polishing, and a nourishing oil for a natural shine and soft cuticles. The secret of natural-looking, shiny nails. The electronic nail care system from Scholl.
At this time of year, it's important to flush those winter blues straight out the back door. So I've decided to give myself a good old spring clean, whatever that means. What? Uh-oh. No! I'll just keep it tea. A tasty cup of green tea. Delicious.
Right now, there's an amazing deal on super reliable BT broadband. Join today and get a massive 50% off. It's £5 a month, and it's just a 12-month contract. You'll get our most reliable Wi-Fi connection. And when you're out and about, you can connect to the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. And it's now 50% off. Get BT broadband for £5 a month, and it's just a 12-month contract. Join us today on 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/deals.
Since 1973, family-run business KLG has been providing local people with bespoke quality products and an excellent customer service. KLG are a leading provider of windows, doors, conservatories, soffits and fascias designed to suit any type of building or property. Visit our showroom to see our extensive range, manufactured on-site and available for us to carry out a hassle-free installation. Call today or visit klg.co.uk to transform your home.
Get closer than ever before. Durex Invisible, our thinnest ever condom.
As a musician, it's got to be confetti.
Welcome back, and tackling the topics du jour today are businesswoman Alexia Leachman and magician Roy Bond. Now, hundreds of people were queuing outside Inferno Pizzeria this afternoon, hoping to get their hands on a steaming slice of dough-based deliciousness. Ian Chambers was there for a taste.
So I'm here at Inferno Pizza in Nottingham. There are absolutely loads of people here to get a free slice of pizza. In fact, it's called the Infernova. Sounds pretty tasty, and you want to taste the good stuff. How long have you two been in the queue for?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours? Is that because it's free? Or do you like the look of it?
Yeah, I like the look of it. I love pizza.
Excuse me, sir, can I ask you why you are in the queue today?
Because I'm a student and I like pizza, and it's free.
If you love pizza, give me a pizza.
Pizza!
Before I go any further, this is proof that you can eat pizza and still have massive guns, am I right?
Maybe, yeah.
Check them guns. Check those pythons. Let's keep rolling. Keep on rolling like a pizza roll.
I got invited from another friend of mine on Facebook who's not here because he didn't want to get out of bed, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's missing out then, right?
Yeah.
Pizza, pizza, and more pizza. Let's go find out what it tastes like. This is making me hungry. I'm all kitted out, I'm ready to go, and I am joined by Chris.
How you doing?
Chris, how's it going?
Really
A man
well,
who knows
really
his
well.
mozzarella and his meatballs and his pepperoni and his pickles. He knows his pizza. Tell you what, let's have classic tomato. Let's build the Notts TV pizza. Here we go. Let's have a bit of original mozzarella and hand-torn mozzarella. 15 choices of fruit and veg. It all looks too good to choose. Let's have a lucky dip. Go for it. The final stage before we put it in this ridiculously hot oven. Chris, my favourite part, the meat. Let's kick off with a little bit of meatballs, I reckon. Whew, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot up in here. Chris, let's give it a go. 180 seconds. I'm counting. Look at that. Stunning. Bring it to me, Chris. Bring it. There you go. The perfect pizza. Richard, I'm going to eat this now. It's going to probably take me 180 seconds to eat. I'm going to try anyway. Chris, through the magic of television, should be sitting with you as we speak with a couple of pizzas for yourself and a couple of beers. For now, Ian Chambers for the 6:30 show.
Oh, thank goodness that you decided to pop along just at the time that we were getting peckish. Welcome to Chris Colmer, who is with you now from Inferno. And just tell us what you've got in front of you here.
Well, I've bought you some delights. So we've got our classic Pizza Inferno, which we're really famous for. So it's finished off with a really spicy Inferno sauce. We're actually developing a sauce which is used in the hottest chili in the world, which is called the Carolina Reaper, so look out for that. And then we launched these today. These are Infernovas.
Infernovas?
Yeah, that's a brilliant name. So these are our lunchtime snack with a soda. And they're fantastic. And this is what we launched today. We had 140 people outside the front door.
It looked incredibly busy. It's a lovely concept, I think. It's sort of fast food with a difference, but fast food that's actually relatively good for you because, you know, I don't think these are actually too high calorie, are they?
No. So our Infernovas are under 500 calories, and actually all of our Hall of Flames are under 1,000 calories. So yeah. Good for you, really good.
Tuck in, Roy and Alexia. We've got some beer as well, some cider too.
Yeah.
Just talk a little bit about your experience with pizza because it's something that you've made a bit of a study of, isn't it?
Well, I've been cooking pizza now for probably about 12 years. I reckon that I have probably been involved in about 50 million pizzas that have been sold in the UK. So I've been developing them for absolutely ages. I love it. Can't beat a good pizza.
Absolutely not. And to me, these strike me as being quite traditional. I mean, the pizza was originally an incredibly thin, crispy base, wasn't it? Just to carry a few flavours. And I think over the years we've now got, you know, these massive, great doughy stuffed crust things with pineapple and Peking duck on. I think the concept of pizza in its pure form has been really bastardised to an extent.
Well, what we wanted to do, we've developed this base to allow all the toppings to shine. So we've got 50 toppings, which is endless. You can create so many different combinations. But you get a great flavour from it, and it's a great base. So
do you want a bit of script to put your pizza on? I don't need a script on this show, so you can have a... They are absolutely delicious. I can see why you were so busy today. Do you think that this is a niche market? Is this something that Nottingham hasn't got already in some way? Is that what you're looking
we are first to market in Nottingham, and I think the concept is just really, really simple, and I think that's why we're so busy.
Why Nottingham?
We just think that Nottingham is such an up-and-coming city, and it's really become iconic for food, and we want to be part of that.
Yeah, OK. And this is pretty much in the city centre, isn't it? Just opposite the Victoria Centre.
Yeah.
Have you got plans, you know, if this does go well, if it's a concept that goes down well, and if today's anything to judge by, it will do, that you might expand either within Nottingham or without?
Well, that's the plan. We want to launch a few more, so I think it's watch this space.
I'm still eating. You can't ask a question while you're still eating, can you? And I mean, what about the team? Is this a group of people that you've brought with you? Are they all experts, or?
So we've got a small team, which I mean we've been working on this whole concept for over a year. And we've literally all come together and we've created the Inferno brand, so to speak. And we're really excited about expanding and becoming a bigger team. But for now, we've got such a small, you know, but perfect little team, and we work really well together.
And that oven isn't in Inferno, because it cooks them in about 180 seconds.
180 seconds, and it's a great oven. I mean, it can go up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. We cook around about 500 because we don't want to incinerate the base.
Well, that is hot, isn't it? That is hot.
It's good, huh?
I'm feeling the heat of that. Listen, it's great. I'm so glad that you've done it in Nottingham, and I wish you all the very best with it.
Thank you for having me on.
Fantastic. Now, with cattle shows, tractor displays, show jumping and floral artwork, the Notts County Show has attracted record numbers of fairgoers this year. Our animal-loving Sharon Walia was amongst it all.
Newark Showground was bustling this weekend for the 133rd Nottinghamshire County Show. It's a celebration of all things agricultural. It's also a time to show off award-winning breeds of farm animals. And this man, originally from New Zealand, put on the sheep show. He's been coming to the event for 12 years.
So we have 9 different breeds from all around the UK and a couple from Europe. They run on stage unaided, and we talk about what we do and how we got, you know, from the empire, how they paid for the empire, how they gave the church a huge wealth of input and power. So it goes way back in the history. You know, the biggest income was wool in the UK's whole history. And then we talk about why we have to get the wool off the sheep. We do a shearing show. I call it the live striptease part. And then the last part is, like you said, a bit of a highlight for a lot. We've got very excitable sheep who'd love to do a little bit of dance with a bit of music. Yeah, that's a little bit of entertainment about the event they really enjoy. But what we're trying to do is entertain with education.
The weather's been up and down lately, but fortunately there were blue skies all weekend, which attracted large crowds and exhibitors.
What were you doing today for everyone?
Well, we were sort of dissecting a pig, telling the old-fashioned cuts what each used for, basically showing him the quality and the reason to go to their butchers who's buying it from a farmer.
It's show weather out there. You know, it's cool, so that doesn't keep people at home, but the sun's out. It's perfect show weather. It couldn't be better.
There is something here for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just come up from the cattle, vintage tractors. That takes me back to when I was little and my dad had his first Fergie.
There's certainly a busier feel. Certainly going around, it does feel busier. The avenues are quite full. People are staying a while. They're lingering longer here because there's so much for them to see.
Who knew knew that cows could do the foxtrot? Now, the famous lyricist Sir Tim Rice has recently split from his pregnant girlfriend, Laura Jane Foley, who is a whopping 38 years his junior. 1 in 5 couples who end their marriage have an age gap of more than 7 years. But how do you make it work when the difference is quite large? And is it a good idea in the first place to marry a much older or younger man or woman?
I don't really think it matters. I think age is just a number, because myself and wife has a 16-year gap. And we're quite happy. We always have been.
Everybody's to their own choice. I don't find the problem with this at all, no.
If there's a big age gap, it's up to the couple involved. They are the ones who've got to think about it, not me.
I think it's like a double standard, so if it's an older guy and a younger girl, I think there's one opinion of it, and then if the guy's older or the woman's older, it's like different. So, I mean, each their own, I guess, really is the main thing.
I don't think it really matters, depending on how people feel about each other.
Well, 38 years is quite a big gap, and they've now split up. Alexia, what's your take on it?
I think that is a staggering gap, actually, and I think that, for me, I think that's a bit too much. But actually, it's up to them, isn't it? It's up to them how they feel about each other and whether that's going to work for them. I think the challenges with a relationship like that is putting up with everybody else's judgments.
Stephen Fry married a man considerably younger than him. I think the age gap was quite similar to that, actually. I mean, that seems to be working at the moment. Do you think that marriages, with a large age gap are more likely to end in divorce?
I think a marriage of any age is an equal amount of time, to end in divorce, either or, really. I don't think the age gap matters. I think it's how you carry each other along, I think, generally.
Yeah, and of course, it's always very dangerous to generalise about subjects like this because couples, by definition, are very individual. I wonder whether it's less popular though than it maybe used to be, the older man and the younger woman, because increasingly you see, particularly in the world of celebrity, older women with younger men.
And I think that's perfectly acceptable. Absolutely perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, and you can think of some very high-profile examples. I wonder whether it's as common in amongst us normal folk, if you like, who don't have the luxury of being very rich and famous and therefore attracting younger people.
I certainly don't really have anybody within my close circle of friends with that kind of age gap, but maybe that's just because I don't know enough really interesting people doing very, very different things. I don't know, I mean, it's really up to the people involved and whether or not that makes them happy. And if they're happy, so what? Leave them alone.
I think happiness is the most important thing. That chili is so hot, by the way. I can hardly speak. That's it for tonight. A big thanks to my guests, to Alexia and to Roy. And from me, have a very good night. Good night.
Ruddington Grange is one of the best-kept courses in Nottinghamshire. Set in delightful surroundings, the venue is ideal for a wide range of events. Ruddington Grange is far more than just a golf course.
Visit our showroom and factory. See the products being manufactured. Call today or visit klg.co.uk to transform your home.
Aching feet after long days? History. Scholl Gel Active Insoles work, improve comfort in my shoes.
And reduce pressure on my feet.
Gel Active Insoles work from the Scholl Foot Experts, delivering all-day shock absorption, especially on hard surfaces, and amazing comfort.
I feel lighter on my feet.
Even after closing time.
Gel Active Insoles work from Scholl.
It starts with family and a bit of hope. Hope that through years of training, learning and dedication, through all the defeats, missteps and eventual victories, we can become the success we strive to be. But the thing we learn as we go on our journey, the thing we pass on when we're old, is that we can't do it on our own. Supporting every success is a solid foundation.
In our showroom, you'll find a huge selection of fabrics, making Choice Custom Curtains well worth a visit. And at Choice Custom Curtains, our experienced staff work closely with you to ensure perfection throughout the manufacturing and fitting process. So visit Choice Custom Curtains, Derby Road, Sandy Acre. We're just 2 minutes from M1 Junction 25.
Still to come on Notts TV, it's Digital Nation. But first, it's Notts TV.